Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win or you find a way to lose. Claressa Shields. She may recognize that queendom is crashing down. Please forgive me. Are those the words that we're going to hear? Because Claressa Shields got to know. At this point in time, the way people are feeling about her, she got to figure out a way to save her career. And man, all she got to say, everyone, forgive me, I want to do better. But is she going to do that? I'm going to tell you right now, man, her queendom falling apart. The more I talk about it, even when I try to be fair, the more I look in the comments and see people are just fed up with the BS. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to hear about the past accomplishments. We all know what she's done. Even if you didn't know, you go watch a few of her videos and she'll be quick to remind you what she's done as an amateur, as a pro, and how she feels that there's no one at all who can beat her. She's even talking about girls who are rappers, who want to be gangsters, talking about she'll bet $100,000 that no female can beat her up. This is the kind of buffoonery that she's out here doing. And I ain't making that up. I just watched the video. I couldn't believe it. I was like, she actually gonna make a bet $100,000? Any of these females out here who think they're gangster, think they can fight, if you can beat me up, I'll give you $100,000. Let me tell you something. She has lost the crowd, and she's got to figure out a way to get the crowd back. Ego, emotion, social media, I think it's finally caught up to her. I really do. And it's unfortunate. So I think it's only fair that we break down exactly how she can save her career, try to win fans back, and try to, reclaim her spot as the face of women's boxing. She can try. Some people felt that she never was the face of women's boxing, but I think that's being a little bit unfair. A lot of eyes were on the sport of boxing because of a lot of women, but Claressa Shields definitely spiced things up. You got to be honest about that, okay? But we can be funny with things. We can be honest and brutally real. Claressa Shields needs to be playing the redemption game. That's the only thing she should be playing. You know what I'm saying? Now, let's be honest. Claressa Shields might be the most talented woman. One of the most talented. She's probably the most talented woman, period. Because I went and was watching. They didn't really have women boxing bubbling back in the 1920s and 30s and shit. But when you think about it, she may be the most talented woman to ever put on a pair of boxing gloves. But I just think when you look at everything lately, man, she's been fighting more, online than in the ring. And right now, I have noticed that she seemed to have thrown in the towel because she was barking and making noise. Now she's kind of become a little reticent. Makes you wonder if she was losing the online fights, especially with everything that's going on in her personal life. You know how people online, they're ridiculous. You don't hear me saying nothing about her, her and Papoose and their relationship. I don't care. That had nothing to do with me or boxing, but there are a lot of people who comment on that. You know what I'm saying? But I just think since she stepped into the spotlight, she's always had some issue with somebody. And people are now asking, is Claressa Shields hurting her own career more than her opponents ever could? Because people now, the same people who used to refer to her as the GOAT, they don't even call her that no more. You know what I'm saying? They don't even call her that. They don't want her to be associated with the greatest of all time anything. And they don't want to put the greatest woman title on her, period. And that's got to sting. So I'm sure she's sitting back trying to figure out a way to ask, please forgive me. But she don't know how to do it. But I'm sure she's trying to figure it out. And here's the thing. redemption stories always hit harder when the person falls from grace first. I think she's in a descent. I think she realizes she's in a descent. But I think she hasn't figured out a way how to just take a deep breath, blow it all out and say, you know what? I was wrong. But I'll tell you this. Once she realizes that the crowd, the fans, they love a comeback story. The same way fans were supporting her, started booing her, especially with the Layla Ali nonsense, they could now be cheering her again next year. Even Layla Ali could be cheering her again next year. Because Layla Ali, you could tell, man, she what she say, the Ali way, bring people together and all that. You could see Layla Ali's like, all this girl got to do is get her shit together, apologize, get her shit together, and we can just move in sync with each other and try to elevate women's boxing, respect the legends, people who came before her, let her do her thing. That's all. But, again, Claressa has to make the right moves in order for that to happen. Until then, you know, she's still going to have this target on her back. So, for those of you who are saying, hell no, she ain't saving no career, it's over. But the others saying, okay, we hear you, but how can Claressa Shields actually save her career and fix her image? Because some people feel it's too late. So let's try to take it from the top and peel the layers back, right? If you guys been following the videos and the series I've been doing, you know what I've told you. I learned at a certain point in my career when I got to the top, I was pulled aside. The guy told me, hey, listen more and talk less. And I gave y'all the whole story, especially how he was talking about, you know, the girls you didn't become more handsome because you got this rank. And I was like, you talk about yourself. I always had women after me. But I definitely think silence is the new strength. Claressa's biggest enemy right now, and shit, for quite some time, wasn't another boxer, it was her phone. It was her tweets, interviews, her mouth, emotional outbursts. Those things have done more damage than any shot that she's ever been hit with. The first step to saving her career to me is real simple. Silence. And I know that's going to be hard for her to do. Papoose. Real champions don't have to explain their greatness every 5 minutes, man. Muhammad Ali told the world he was the greatest and then proved it in the ring. Claressa needs to let her gloves talk again. She got to sit there and challenge the real threats in different divisions if she can make it healthy. You know, if she can make it, you know, be healthy. Those are things she should do, man. Let the gloves start talking. It's like I used to say, take the weapon off safety, put it on full blast. That's what she needs to do. Imagine if Claressa Shields just disappeared for 6 months, which since that shit flared up with that Houston guy, the comedian that Papoose hit with the dictionaries or whatever he hit him with, Encyclopedia Britannicas and shit. Imagine if she just, because about a month now she kind of quiet up a little bit. But let's say next 5 months, crickets. Nobody hears nothing from Claressa. No interviews, no arguments, no drama. You just start seeing training clips, little clips of sparring sessions, pure focus. But no interviews, nothing. We're just seeing the work she's putting in. By the time she came back, the fans would be begging to see her again, to hear something. The mystique would return. Now, will she be able to do that? You know, I don't know if she'll be able to do that. But I know what? If she does attempt it, well, that tells me that she's learning the power of humility. And let's be real, humility doesn't mean weakness. It's about control, man. Floyd Mayweather was cocky, but he was calculated. Claressa pride feels more reactive, you know what I'm saying? Like she's constantly fighting for validation. She doesn't need to prove she's the GOAT anymore. The record, the accolades, the accomplishments, the titles speaks for themselves, man. It showed even a glimpse. I mean, if she could show even a glimpse of humility, complimenting opponents, admitting flaws, or reflecting on her journey, she'd instantly gain new respect from people who currently can't stand her. But she really got to clean up this Layla Ali drama. Like, she's got to come to grips with that and stop the bullshit. Because we'll know if she's genuine. And I think most people, especially out here, the internet is toxic. But one thing I'll say is the internet, majority of the people, they love authenticity. They love authenticity. No fake tears. Just be real. Unfiltered emotion. Claressa has an incredible story. We all know. I ain't gonna say we all know, but most of us know, from poverty to Olympic glory. I mean, but somewhere along the way, that inspiring story got buried under attitude and anger. It's there, but it's under attitude and anger. It's time to bring that story back to the front. But, you know, we can't do it for her. You know, she's burned a lot of bridges. I mean, important bridges. She doesn't even realize some of the bridges she burned. There's some of them bridges of people who are there in the background, them key decision makers. She done rubbed the wrong people. Rubbed them wrong. She got the attention of the wrong folks. That ain't what she needed. It's not just about fighters, but fighters matter too, because fighters talk and they have people's ears who listen to them, and then they attune them to the drama with this chick. Because promoters, fans, people who can affect her money. But I'm going to tell you again, it's never too late to rebuild. Imagine her just really coming out and just a video drops where she's praising Serrano, or finally showing love to Katie Taylor, like, but not saying, yeah, girl, y'all good, but but I'm the GOAT and I'm the greatest. Just come out there and praise him and leave it at that. That would shock everyone. You know what I'm saying? And if the interviewer pushed, yeah, but what about you? Do you still feel you're better than them? She'd say, look, all I want to tell you is that they're great, and that's all I got to say. See, that would get her so much respect. There's still some people who have something to say, but I think that'll get her a lot of respect. Even doing the charity event, a women's boxing summit with past rivals could flip the narrative overnight. I'm telling you, if she showed that she was genuine about these things, Claressa Shields could really come out here, man, and take women's boxing to a level that she probably never imagined. But that doesn't seem to be her end goal with all this, you know what I'm saying? So, at the moment, people just see her as combative and defensive. But, you know, collaboration, that's power. That is power. If she works with others instead of always trying to outshine them, she'll go from unlikable to unshakable. And I'm telling you from experience, because I remember I was taught this, man, hey, when negotiating, it ain't about compromising. And compromising, you know, somebody wins and somebody loses. What you want to do is make it a win-win for both and collaborate. I learned that early in my career. So whenever I get into a negotiation, we're trying to sort out maintenance agreements and stuff like that. We make sure that we try to make it a win-win for both, where everybody leaves out, where they get pretty much everything that they wanted, both parties, and everyone's happy. And there were some things where we had to come to a middle ground on. It was like, well, we'll do this now, but later we'll do this. It all had to balance out. But once you learn that, you go from being unlikable to unshakable. And I know I had success with that, and I know a lot of my colleagues and peers and people who I know had a lot of success with that. And Claressa Shields can learn from that as well, man. And then maybe she can rebuild her brand. You know, maybe she can rebuild her brand. Corporate sponsors love talent, but they love image more. The loud Claressa who disrespects legends like Layla Ali, brands don't want that. The Claressa who inspires young girls, fights for women's equality, and owns her mistakes, brands line up for that. Claressa's brand could be unstoppable. Imagine her launching her own fitness line, motivational speaking tour, or mentorship camp for young boxers. That's how you turn chaos into currency. Right now, she's known as a fighter who talks. She needs to become the fighter who teaches. But that ain't an overnight thing. But that's how she should be mapping out her life and career. Those should be milestones she's setting. I want to do this, and this, and that. And trust me, she'll be able to attain all those goals. Because there are people who get behind her and support her. There are people who want to support her but scared to touch her. I remember I had somebody who was looking out for me. And he was like, hey, look, I protect you, man. He was like, because I know you. And I know what you bring to the table. He was like, you're a gem. That's how he said, you're a gem. He's like, but there are people who I deal with, and you don't even know it. He's like, they talk about you, man. They're like, yo, what's up with that guy? He's so, and he's on the edge, chip on the shoulder. He's too intense. He's like, they're scared of you. I'm like, for what? He's like, they're just scared of you, man. It's like a lot of these people, he was like, they're afraid of people like you because you're confident and they're not. You're outspoken, they're not. He's like, you know your shit and they don't. He's like, but you're willing to tell them they don't know this shit. If they're wrong, especially if they try to make you look incompetent, you'll come out right there in the middle of where the exchange is going on. And he said, you'll hit them with all the facts, all the instruction, because you got it up here. They don't. And you make them look stupid. I was like, so what I'm supposed to do? Let them? He's like, no. He's like, there's a way. He said, it's the way you deliver it. Because I was raw. And once I figured all that shit out, man, I was able to rebuild my brand. I didn't overhaul who I was, but I had to make some refinements. You know, I had to learn to play the game. But, you know, I wasn't a company man. But I learned how to play the game. I learned how to, if somebody throws something out, how to start talking about something else. And be like, oh, by the way, I think somebody had mentioned X, Y, and Z. Okay, well, I don't know if you guys are aware, but it says this, and that right here, and so, point this, that, right there. You guys can go actually find where it says that. But I thought I heard somebody mention that earlier. And they know good and well I be talking about that dumbass. But I learned how not to just be so pointed. And we call that shit stump the dummy. So you want to come and play rocket scientist, cool. I'm going to play Einstein. You know what I'm saying? And once I figured that out, I was able to rebrand. But I just think for someone like Claressa Shields, she needs a change from the fighter who talks to the fighter who teaches. And there'll be times where she has to talk. She's a fighter. But if she can learn that, she'll be all right. And she got to pick the right fights. You know, let's be honest. Layla Ali doesn't have to prove anything. And Claressa fighting Layla Ali, if she were to beat her, doesn't prove anything. Nothing at all. Except it'd probably make her look even worse because she'd probably make a little bit of money, but that ain't how you want to go about it. She want to make money? There's so many other things she can do, like what I mentioned, to make money. Way more money she'd make than fighting Layla Ali. Look at Layla Ali. Layla Ali getting forever money. Claressa Shields could be getting forever money. But I hope she has the right people around her who can help set that up, where she can get that forever money. But there's a lot of wasted talent and opportunity right there. I don't have a platform like that, but sometimes I think I should talk about certain things on a different channel. But it makes you vulnerable, boy, when you start talking about things, because then the whole world get to learn shit about you. And you're like, I really want everybody to know that. But when you make it so vulnerable, man, you really help a lot of people. There's always going to be that concentric few that try to poke you in the eyeball and shit, but can't worry about that. But she's got to pick the right fights, man. I even think she should fight Savannah Marshall again. I think that would be good. The first fight was Claressa won, no doubt, but it was fun. It was fun to watch. They should have that one again. You know, beat her again. Make a statement. Then maybe go and, you know, fight Cruz Desarn, fight Shadesha Green. I know I think she fought Desarn once before, but, you know, the MMA thing, yeah, I don't know. But if she's going to do it, go after a killer in the MMA world. You know, do something for points, but just pick the right fights. And I just think a few dominant performances and all this drama becomes yesterday's news. Fans are fickle, man. They forget fast. I don't know how about the people who watch the videos I've been putting out. Boy, they cold, boys. I read some of the comments. I'm like, damn. I wouldn't go that far with some of the shit, but they cold. But that's the attention she's getting. So I think winning is the ultimate PR move for Claressa Shields. And then, of course, you know, you got to have the emotional self-awareness and then posture herself for legacy moves. I know she thinks everyone's against her, but, you know, that's not true. People want to love her, man. They just don't like the way she handles criticism, and that's what psychologists call persecutory mindset, man. When you interpret disagreement as disrespect, and that mindset destroys careers. But if she can flip that mentally, see criticism as fuel instead of hate, she'll unlock a new level. I put a video out the other day, and they threw something at me, and were like, hey, you may want to this, and that. Some people are sensitive. Just, hey, just looking out for you. And when I first read it, I was like, man, who the F you? I had already typed a response, and then I had to catch myself. And then I read what they wrote about 15 times, and then I deleted the YouTube short because I had to take the emotion out of it and say, what is this person telling me? And once I read it about 10 times, then it clicked. And I was like, yeah, this probably isn't the best place to do this YouTube short. And with what I said in it seemed innocent to me, but they were right. So I had somebody who looked out for me. Don't know me from anything. Just like, yo, I like your channel. You're entertaining. You're knowledgeable. You're funny. But this right here, that ain't what you want. And they were 100% right. 100% right. So you got to have that emotional self-awareness. The same way I was able to take a time out and take a deep breath and go back and revisit what the person was suggesting, she's got to do that. And again, she's got to see criticism as fuel and ways to make her better instead of hate. And trust me, what that person was suggesting to me probably saved me a whole lot. I know it saved me a whole lot of headache. I'm telling you it did. Because I know somebody who did something kind of along those lines, and I just saw it like 2 days ago. I was like, "Ooh, shit! Good thing I deleted that." You know what I'm saying? Shit is ugly, and I don't need that headache. I'll put it to you that way. But I just think the day Claressa learns to stop taking everything personal, the day she truly becomes untouchable. And in regards to the legacy move I was talking about, every great fighter eventually becomes more than a boxer. Ali became a symbol. Tyson became Mike Tyson's a pop culture legend. You know what I'm saying? Claressa has that same potential, man. But she needs to stop fighting ghosts. Instead of trying to prove she's better than Layla Ali, she should honor the legacy and continue it. You know what I mean? Imagine, right? Imagine this. Claressa announces a GWOAT Academy, Greatest Women of All Time Academy, a training camp for young female athletes from underprivileged communities. That move along could erase all negativity surrounding her. Same mouth that got her in trouble could become the voice that inspires millions. Something along the lines of what Terrence Crawford is doing. The B&B Academy, Bud and Bomac Academy. She could get established a nonprofit. The kids don't have to pay nothing. And people would support that. I'm telling you they would support it. But she ain't thinking like that right now, you know what I'm saying? Millions and millions she could inspire. And that could turn into a really, really big thing, man. But we just got to wait and see. Anyway, the truth is, when it comes to Claressa Shields, she don't need to change who she is. She just needs to change how she presents it. Her fire made her great. Her temper made her infamous, you know. But the story isn't over. If she wants to be remembered as the greatest of all time, she needs to start acting like it, not just fighting like it. In boxing, your legacy isn't about who you beat, it's about who you become. And, you know, she has an opportunity here. You know, what's she going to do with it? I don't know. But I do know that only she can save her career. And she's at a crossroads right now. Let's see what she does. Because I'm telling you, when she there at the crib and ain't nobody around, she going, oh, please forgive me. Oh, please forgive me. I don't want any problems with you all no more. That shit's stressful, man. Stressful, stressful, stressful. I've seen stress eat people alive. I've seen stress eat people alive. come to work. Big, strong, healthy. Big, strong, healthy. Handsome, good looking. Girls come there. Pretty, nice, everything. Stress from a personal relationship, from finances, or whatever's going on in them, family problems, and that stress just eat their ass alive. Start looking haggard, clothes disheveled, not able to be places on time, forgetting shit, and the stress just shows on them. They start aging right in front of you. And we can make jokes and shit when we do these videos because I have a great sense of humor. You know, I'm always talking, Pat, Papoose, Pat, man, make my pumpkin spice, Pat. I ain't never gonna change my sense of humor. But I talk serious too. And I'm telling you, I don't want to see her. I don't want to see nobody, especially a female, start to just deteriorate in front of us because of that stress. Because they don't know how to deal with it. They don't know how to manage it. They don't know how to manage the chaos in their life. They don't know how to deal with them demons they have. You know what I'm saying? And you can't have no Band-Aid fixes. Let me tell you, a man or woman, a man get him a woman, oh, I'm good, I'm fixed, oh, I'm free, I'm free. That's a Band-Aid fix, man. Same thing with a woman get her a good man, oh, I'm happy. Yeah, that's a Band-Aid fix. Because once the guy or the female's gone, you back to the same normal, miserable ass person. So you got to go out there, man, and seek that healing and shit. And your homegirl next door who give you a packet of goddamn fruit punch Kool-Aid, she ain't the person to help you with shit. She the person who be like, oh, what happened, girl? Oh, really? Okay, all right, don't worry. You can talk to me anytime. She gone? Yeah, Teresa? Yeah, you know my neighbor, so yeah, that bitch got all kind of problems. She better give me back that $5 I loaned her. I'm just saying. Get some professional help, man. And start trying to bring things together. But again, I'm going to tell you, only person that can save her career is her. So let's see what she does. Y'all keep cool. And for those of y'all saying, man, you going to do more Claressa Shields videos? Yes. Because there's so much goddamn shit to talk about. And I'm enjoying it. And you guys enjoy watching the videos. Keep cool in the breeze.